Today, as of the first draft of this, is the day that the anime Boogiepop and others debuted, and according to accounts from others, it seems to be a pretty good adaptation so far. But on the other hand, there are a lot of new people who have no idea what Boogiepop is. These people seem to be confused. I mean, what's up with that old Boogiepop anime from like 19 years ago? Well, as a resident light novel nerd, I can tell you all exactly what you need to know about the release history of Boogiepop Media and will answer all of your questions about the new anime. Boogiepop originated as a light novel series by Kohei Kodono, with illustrations by Koji Ogata. The first volume, released February 10, 1998, and is still ongoing with 22 volumes in the series as of January 2019. As the series has gone on in Japan, the average time between each book tends to grow with the release of each new volume. It also had a brief run in the Dengeki HP magazine from April 10th to June 10th, 1999. Boogiepop was a breakout hit, inspiring many current-day light novelists and amassing a huge print circulation by the year 2000. It led to a few different adaptations back in its heyday. There was a very short manga adaptation named after the Japanese title of the original novel, Boogiepop Doesn't Laugh. There was also another manga called Boogiepop Duel, but it seems like it isn't even written by the original author, since the second volume changes Kodono's credit from written by to concept by. Edit. Andrew Cunningham, the translator of Boogiepop, replied to the original article post. He says that Boogiepop Duel is a what-if Boogiepop spin-off in which multiple people house a Boogiepop. Thank you to Andrew Cunningham for pointing this out to me. This manga also is not illustrated by Ogata like the other one is, so I'm going to take a shot in the dark and say that Boogiepop Duel probably isn't canon. In 2000, Boogiepop received a live-action film adaptation. Writer Sadayuki Murai wrote the screenplay for this movie, and it was directed by Ryu Kaneda. Believe it or not, Nozomi Entertainment licensed this movie, so you can actually own a real DVD, sadly no Blu-ray, of the live-action Boogiepop movie. Also in 2000, there was an anime called Boogiepop Phantom. It ran from January 5th to March 22nd. It was animated by Studio Madhouse, directed by Takashi Watanabe, and written by Sadayuki Murai, same man who wrote the script for the movie. That's right, Boogiepop Phantom is not an adaptation of the novels or even the manga. Phantom is actually comprised of all anime original material taking place between the first and second books of the original light novels. In essence, you can consider Boogiepop Phantom to be a sequel to the live-action movie. Once again, this is not written by Kodono, so it is very unlikely that Boogiepop Phantom, the original anime series, is canon. If you want to get your hands on this, it was licensed by Nozomi Entertainment in North America and Europe around January 6, 2001. A dub was recorded at Headline Sound Studios, and ADV originally handled distribution. So this is the first Boogiepop Media that released in the West. In Australia, Madman Entertainment currently holds the rights to Boogiepop Phantom, so if you're inclined you may want to look there. So, fast forward 5 years. We're in 2005 and a new company called 7 Seas is announcing new stuff that they're going to license. It's their first big push into Japanese manga publishing, but it turns out that they're also trying to bring these cool things called light novels.
Oh look, a cool video about them!
They aren't completely new to the West, but they may as well be. And oh, what's this? The original Boogiepop novels in English? Sign us the fuck up! And then 7 Seas released the first 3 Boogiepop novels, and the 4 manga volumes, and then the economic bubble promptly burst and killed light novels. As if being a light novel fan wasn't hard enough. Okay, when I say light novels died, really I mean essentially all light novels outside of Book Girl, Spice and Wolf, and Haruhi. And even that's not entirely right, because 7 Seas tried to jumpstart their light novels again by releasing the 6th, yeah, they skipped 4 and 5 because 6 is an origin story, light novel with a big ol' "Finally, the Origins of Boogiepop" stamp on the cover, and they promptly stopped Boogiepop afterwards. Then, in 2014...
Oh my god, that was 5 years ago, what the fuck?
Kirito came along and revived my crops, and lifted our village's plague, and most importantly, and impressively, revived light novels in the West. A moment to send our thanks to Kirito. It was here where I entered the picture and just started buying like every light novel, but Boogiepop was elusive and pretty expensive, and so the community collectively bugged 7Seas about Boogiepop for the next few years until they finally released more Boogiepop with books 4 and 5, and re-released all of their previous Boogiepop in print and digital. And now in 2019, the first ever anime adaptation of the original Boogiepop novels is happening and is canon. What a time to be a light novel fan. In conclusion, do you have to watch the old Boogiepop anime? No, I'm not even sure it's canon, to be quite honest. The new Boogiepop anime from 2019 is a rather straight adaptation of the light novels, unlike the old anime, which was basically just a non-canon sequel to a live-action movie. If you want to watch the Boogiepop and Others anime, go ahead. Preferably blind, please. And also consider checking out the Boogiepop light novels. They have a great translation by Andrew Cunningham, also known as @BuddyWaters on Twitter. Boogiepop is a classic series that needs more recognition, and we need to keep it moving. And it may not be anytime soon, but you can expect a future why you should read Boogiepop from me. So please consider supporting the anime and light novels in any way you can. It would be greatly appreciated. Hey, it's been a good few months since I've last posted a video, and I said that I'd have one up in like November. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But I'm actually working on videos again now that I have some off time from school, so you can look forward to some videos at a relatively normal pace. But I would also still suggest following me on Twitter @MaturePurple so you know what I'm doing at all times. Also, I have a new channel header and a side channel called Mature Purple Etc., where I post random shit, and this godforsaken website crushes the video quality. If you want to know what you can look forward to in the semi-near future, I've got a video on Strongest Gamer that I swear on my life I will finish, a video on a game that is near and dear to me, and a video on Vertical's release of Katanagatari, because I missed the podcast thanks to finals, and I still have this copy Vertical sent me, so I have to do something with it. Oh wow, a short end slate this time? See you all in my next video.